Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Wally, and you are now tuned into PBH TV.
Hey, this the King of Melodies beat.
Yo, we back with some more Joe Rogan. Right now, he about to dive in where he's freaking out over the Israel and Hamas conflict, all right? We already know what's going on over there. It's a sad story on both sides, you know what I mean? Listen, we need to end the war. We need to just start peace. We need to learn how to get along with each other. Compromise and meet each other halfway. You understand what I mean? Also, we need to hold those accountable who need to be held accountable. Word up. Accountability is everything. It shows growth. Let's go, baby. But before I go ahead and press play, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel. Also hit the notification bell. And join the Patreon if you want to see me grow. Let's go, baby.
Here's what's crazy, man. I've been freaking out over the last few weeks, at nighttime. Like at nighttime, I'll be alone, and I just start thinking about the future of the world, and I start legit freaking out. Like what would happen if we were legit Armageddon, Mad Max, nuclear war? Like how far are we away from that?
I wouldn't even worry about anything like that. I'm not gonna worry about anything that I cannot control. You understand what I mean?
And it could just give me anxiety before I go to sleep. I'd just be laying there going, fuck, how does this all resolve? And then this fucking Israel thing pops off, and now I'm legit freaked out.
I've been definitely buying a lot of stuff lately for my house, like end of the world shit. Like I'm getting Tesla solar right now, battery packs so I can live off the grid. And
yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah,
if you can get your house solar, that's a big move. Just fucking a bit of at a certain point in time, what's the electricity even getting you other than keeping the lights on though? What I'm scared of is all communications are gone. How hard would it be to shut down our power grid? How hard would it be to blow a few satellites up and no one knows shit?
Yeah, that's why that Starlink, the satellites thing. I'm thinking about getting that, even though I have great internet, but just because what if? It's scary.
Yeah, that's crazy. If there was to ever cut off all communications, a lot of people would be lost, blind, deaf, and dumb. You understand me?
I was in the mountains in Utah, and they had Starlink, and it was great. It works everywhere. It's real, but people keep thinking it's UFOs.
Oh yeah,
people keep filming it flying. What is that?
Yeah, the dots in the air.
Like I was telling you the other day, I'm sitting at home, wondering about the fate of the world. Are we literally going to be in a fucking mad? Because you don't think anything's going to go bad until it goes bad. You remember the day before 9/11? It was just fucking normal America, yay. And then the next day, chaos. And then everyone's riding around with an American flag on their car. Yeah. Anything can happen. And if anything does happen, how much is the world going to change? I mean, if you think about any sort of horrific natural disaster that has hit humanity since the beginning of time, whether it's super volcanoes or earthquakes or any of these chaotic things.
I say this. We were never ready and we are never prepared. That's one thing I can agree.
When those things happen, when the Mongols roll into your town, when Nazi Germany starts taking over Europe, fuck. We want to think that can't happen. But 100% that can happen. And when I'm alone at night and I'm a little high, that's the thing that freaks me out the most. The things that freaks me out the most is international conflicts between superpowers and how they're willing to kill a certain amount of people, right?
Yeah, they're wilding out over there. Something happened today. I don't even want to say it right now, but you already know. It happened to do with detaching parts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? No good, man. On either side.
Right? So what's the number where they won't cross that line? Because if you've got groups of people that are willing to shoot missiles into apartment buildings and fly jets down and gun people down, and you've seen all those crazy drones. If we're willing to kill a certain amount of people, what's the line where they won't cross? What's the line? Is it 1 million people? Is it a nuclear bomb? What is the line?
There's probably no line.
Word.
And when you think about how much people loved America after 9/11, the whole world was on America's side. And how much we fucked that up in 23 years or 22 years.
Yeah.
The other thing too, I never forget when that happened, everyone who wasn't even fully American, but they out here and they were immigrants, Yo, they have flags, American flags on their property as well.
Fuck that up. Fuck that up. A million innocent people die because of the Iraq War.
Word.
I mean, that everybody knows that.
We need a 9/12 immediately.
We probably are due for one. That's
Right.
what's scary when you see this Israel thing. Like, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It scares the shit out of me because when I see something like that happen, you know, there's no clear way this resolves peacefully. Like, this is bad. This is real bad, and Israel's going to
it's
go
only
into
getting
Palestine.
worse.
They're already bombing, and it's all. And is there a retaliation for that? And what happens then?
Yeah, I feel like the retaliation now is inevitable on both sides because they each keep catching L's. When one side catch an L, they want to retaliate. The other side catch an L, they want to retaliate. What I don't get is this, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it's supposed to be a religious war or something like that. But if that is the case, why are they both committing horrendous acts and ending people? I don't get that. How is that religious? But, you know, I digress. Let's go.
And what other countries get involved? And fuck, man. It just really puts into perspective that there's some shit going on that you're not thinking about because it's not in your life. So if you're a guy like you or I, let's say us, because we're comedians, so we're hanging out at the comedy club, we're doing podcasts, that's our world. Our world is fucking around with people. Our world is telling jokes. Our world is hanging out with our friends and doing shows. Their world is killing people. Their world is controlling resources, and it's not, they don't play fair. Like, they release stories that aren't true. They use disinformation to switch narratives. They have social media posts that aren't real so they can get people riled up about certain things.
And that's working.
And then they're also coordinating military attacks.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong again, right? This is no shade to anyone, but I feel like if you're in the U.S., once you step foot in the U.S. and you're from either one of those parts, you need to be Team U.S. at this point. I understand what's going over there is bad, it's messed up in all kind of ways. Yes, I get it. But then why you left? You should be over there protesting instead of being over here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, can't be on both sides of the fence. Obviously, you left there because you yourself didn't like being there. You know what I mean? So make it make sense sometimes, yo. Don't allow the media to rile you up to go to these rallies and act a fool. If both of y'all on this side in the U.S., y'all should be getting along. I don't understand the divide, yo. That's weird, yo.
That's their world. We just don't think about that world because we're not in that world. But people have been in that world since the beginning of time. What they've done with us is they've sheltered us in such a way and then censored all the mainstream media in such a way that they completely control the narrative of how you think about what can and cannot happen in the world and why these things are happening. And we're seeing that right now. We're seeing that like in your face.
Real
where you're
time.
like, what? And you're also seeing people with massive amounts of conspiracies now, right? And whenever something like that happens, there's always the people that are like, how did they not know this was going to happen? Like, isn't this the most sophisticated surveillance systems in the world? This, like, Israel's they're the people that invented Pegasus. That's that shit that gets on your phone where they can listen to anybody, and they have like they have that iron dome that protects them against missiles. Did you ever see that working?
Mm-mm.
They were just showing it the other night. Show videos of the Iron Dome working. It's crazy. So as Hamas is launching these missiles, they're shooting missiles at the missiles and blowing them up in the sky.
Okay.
It's
I think
wild.
I
Oh,
see
yeah. It's old school missile command. Remember that video? Again?
Yeah. I mean, you have to be 100% accurate because any one of these is going to kill a bunch of people. But I mean, just imagine living in Israel and you go outside and you're seeing missiles getting hit by bombs. Look at this.
Nah.
Look at this. They're just jacking them in the sky. But if they miss one, that's a wrap. I mean, how much do each one of these missiles that they're shooting at these other missiles cost?
Right. That's what I was thinking. $1 million.
And how are they getting all the money to shoot those missiles at Israel? Like, all of it is crazy.
Yeah.
And someone tweeted, see if
Well, you see who funded them. You see who funded both sides, right? They want to see a game. Hey, yo, look, I'm gonna give you some money. Y'all put that together and give us a nice show. Y'all got paid. Let's go. That's how I'm looking at it.
This is true that this happened right after the Biden administration released a bunch of funds to Iran. I think it was like $6 billion.
Really?
And then these people in Hamas are thanking Iran for funding this.
Wow.
But it's what's real?
Yeah.
What's real?
That sounds
how much of this is real?
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
Air Force successfully tested secret new stealth missile with mock nuke.
A
Stealth missile with a mock nuke. Okay. B-52. America's nuclear weapons are aging, and the Pentagon plans to spend more than $600 billion to keep the potentially world-ending weapons in fighting shape. What a great idea.
In this article I saw, it said that they were being controlled by floppy disks up until 2019.
Yeah, the way he said it got me weak right now.
Well, those are accurate.
It
is top,
right.
top of the food chain.
They're updating tech. But
okay, floppy disks in 2019. But some of the old tech is still solid. The LRSO and mock nuke were fired from a B-52, a sturdy and reliable bomber first manufactured in the 50s. The missiles are, in fact, designed to work with this decades-old bomber.
But a mock stealth nuke is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All of it's crazy. The fact that that's on the table, all of it's crazy. And also the fact that we haven't nuked anybody since 1945. Nobody's nuked anybody.
That's good.
It's promising.
I hope they don't.
It's promising.
We got to celebrate 100 years.
But it's hard to imagine that it's going to last like that forever. It seems like someone's going to get crazy.
Yeah,
And that's the question. It's like if you're willing to kill, each missile is $40,000 to $50,000, according to a researcher at Israel's Institute for National Security Studies. Wow.
They got money.
Wow.
20 of them is $1 million.
So, yeah. So the question is, where are these weapons coming from? And then there was also questions of whether or not weapons that we left in Afghanistan were being used. Which is that is crazy. Trump was hilarious doing this conversation about that, where he was telling them, like, why don't we get the weapons out of there? Why don't we fill them up with gas and drive them over to Pakistan? And there's like, he said that, find a video. It was Millie, because he's hilarious. Trump literally acts like a comedian.
He is.
The first
I mean,
update
he always
on
kind
that.
of has been,
The
right?
first thing you asked.
Oh, okay. The Biden administration informed Congress on Monday that it has taken concrete steps to carry out a prisoner exchange with Iran, issuing a waiver that will give Tehran access to $6 billion in Iranian oil revenue that had been blocked by U.S. sanctions, according to a State Department document sent to Congress.
And that was a month ago.
That was a month ago. Yeah. On September 11th.
And then all these stories the last day say.
Yeah. So they gave him a lot of funds. Yeah, and then this happens.
He needs to do a chargeback.
It's just call PayPal. Tell me you got defrauded.
Hey, you see, Rogan is learning from a lot of his past experiences and what's going on with other people. He's trying his hardest to not get canceled and use the right words. You understand what I mean? Especially he got that NASA coat on. You know he coming out to play.
We're in the middle of a game that we're not aware of, just like we were talking about before. Like that's the game they play. The game they're playing is war.
Facts.
And money. I mean, just the amount of money that's been spent in Ukraine and like
And
what
we're the
kind of
players.
accounting are you guys doing? You guys doing good accounting over there? Like, does everybody know where every fucking dollar went, or is it
We
just
just
like
funding
let's
every
go crazy?
war right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Were you talking about so much money? Like you could shuffle a little over here, put a little over there. Why don't you look at Jesus?
How do you just leave weapons too? I mean, don't we know where all the? I mean, if we have air tags on our book bag, shouldn't they have like little air tags on them?
Dude, that whole pullout was an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks it
Yeah, that was the most logic reasoning ever right there, yo.
was good. Nobody thinks it was good. Nobody thinks it should have been done that way. I mean, Trump was trying to pull out a long time ago. and they were trying to figure out like how many troops you have to leave in order to maintain the base and get everybody out safe. It's tricky because when they know you're pulling out, but the fact they left tanks and helicopters and shit, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's almost like if you wanted to go full tinfoil hat, if you want to ensure there's going to be more conflict, you leave weapons with the enemy. Awesome weapons. If you want to ensure there's going to be more military action, these guys are pissed. You were occupying the country for 20 years. You left behind how many $1 billion worth of tanks and shit?
What?
Of course they're going to use it.
Word.
And so you tell the military guys, like, yeah, we're pulling out. But here's the long play. The long play is there's, no chance they're not going to do something with all that stuff. So we'll probably have to go back in. And then this time we'll really go back in and we'll get control of the lithium. Like, we can't go now. Like, if we go all in now, like, we got to get them to do something really stupid. So then we can justify, like, a complete takeover of the country and annihilation of the people that are the problem.
Allegedly.
People that we left tanks behind. The thing about Afghanistan, though, is, like, it's so difficult to get through. We think of it as like a country, but it's mountains. It's like everything is mountains. It's incredible landscape. And there's Greek cities there. There's ancient Greek cities that were abandoned there during the time of Alexander the Great. And no archaeologists are studying them. Like, it's amazing. It's an amazing place. And it also has crazy amounts of resources in terms of, like, I think there's an insane amount of lithium there. There's all sorts of shit there that's, like, really valuable. But everybody tries to take over and they all fail miserably.
And growing up as a kid in the school, they teach you that all wars are for freedom. No. Resources, baby.
It's like one of the ways that they stomped out the Soviet Union was funding the Mujahideen, which later became, Al-Qaeda or the Taliban. Was the Mujahideen, they become the Taliban or Al-Qaeda? Either way, the Russians tried to take over forever, and then they gave up. They're like, fuck this. It's like too much. You can't win over there. It's like you can't even go anywhere. You can't get through the mountains. You can't just drive.
And it get cold in the desert at night. Freezing cold.
You can't just drive tanks through. It's a fucking wild place. An almost unconquerable place.
It would be cool to see in the future if that does eventually become somewhere you could go and enjoy the.
It used to be. People used to go. There's like videos of people walking around the streets of Kabul. It used to be a place that people would go and vacation.
Really?
Force fields. Come on, force fields.
Dude, none of that's going to help.
It all goes back to force fields. Yes, if we come in and put a big force field there.
I don't think so.
We need to put that over
Leave
here.
our force fields behind.
Tch.
Yeah, I feel safer living in Austin, though, now that we're in the middle of a country, just in case a war goes crazy.
He said in the middle of the country. Yo, shame on you for that thought. You heard up.
Unless they decide to, like, nuke Dallas.
Yeah.
Hey, I just hope it never gets to that point in our lifetime. You understand what I mean? With that being said, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Word up. Go in the comments, run it up, flood it up. Don't forget, join the Patreon where you can see nothing but exclusive, censor-free content. See you guys on the next one. Love, y'all.